They still want to go back to manual and manipulate procurement, where they pluck papers from the tender documents, and that is what we are not going to allow.
Mtu kama huyo apigwe risasi miguu.
Vitisho.
We have a plan to send him home.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Siasa 254. This is your #1 Kenyan YouTube political platform where we unpack Kenya's biggest political headlines. Now, Kenya is on the verge of a major political showdown. The Kenyan National Treasury has rolled out the Electronic Government Procurement System, EGPS, to try and digitalize all public procurement processes. Now, instead of applauding it, the Council of Governors and the members of Parliament have vowed to kill this system. But why? Because, ladies and gentlemen, this battle is not all about efficiency in the procurement process, but it is all about who controls the cash cow of corruption in this country.
Some parts of this country do not have internet, Mr. Speaker. How do you want someone in Samburu, in the outlying areas of Mandera, in Kerioval, Mr. Speaker, where there's no signal, for them to participate in tender process that is called EGPS, Mr. Speaker?
The law says, the law, not a circular, not regulations, not any letter of communication from any minister. The law says that you are allowed to use electronic or manual procurement system.
The Kenyan government spends over 1 trillion Kenyan shilling in procurement every year, from roads to medication to school feeding programs, all the way to affordable housing programs, ladies and gentlemen. For decades, ladies and gentlemen, this has been the major leakage point of corruption in this country. But now the Treasury says enough is enough. Let us digitalize it. No more boardroom negotiations, no more face-to-face negotiations, no more manual tender processes.
They still want to go back to manual and manipulate procurement, where they pluck papers from the tender documents, and that is what we are not going to allow.
Users are not properly trained. That is one of the biggest challenges. Number two, it has not worked anywhere. I think it was only piloted in 4 counties, and we never even got back the report.
But we are denying the wananchi critical services. We need to procure medicine. So if medicine cannot be procured, how do we treat people? That is a security risk in itself.
Before we dive, ladies and gentlemen, deep into the reasons why the members of parliament and governors are opposed to this EGPS tendering system, allow me to invite you to subscribe to this channel. Take 1 second, hit the subscription button, smash that notification bell, and also press the like button, ladies and gentlemen. By doing like that, you help YouTube to notify you whenever we upload our next video, and also you help this platform to reach a wider audience. And for those who have already subscribed to this channel, I say thank you and asanteni sana, because without you guys, this channel could not be where it is right now.
This House annuls in its entirety the Public Procurement Regulatory Authority Circular on the enforcement of compliance with the mandatory use of the Electronic Government Procurement System, EGPS.
Na sasa tukiangalia magazeti tunaambiwa tumepora 24 billion kwa SHA, tumepora sijui bilioni ngapi. Siku nyingine nimeona ripoti ya e-Citizen. Kazi yetu ni kana kwamba kazi ya uongozi sasa, badala ya kufanya maendeleo, kazi ya uongozi ni kupora nchi. Sasa wewe uingie huko, is like Kenya was invaded by a brand of looters in 2022. Yao kazi yao ni kuiba tu, kuiba hii, kesho naamuka hii imeibwa, hii imeuzwa.
Uliamuka ukasema kwamba bunge imejaa ufisadi.
Now, what are the reasons why the governors, the Council of Governors, and the members of Parliament are opposed to the Electronic Government Procurement Systems that are supposed to work online? Number one, ladies and gentlemen, is because of the death of tender cartels in counties. Members of Parliament and governors rely on tenders, ladies and gentlemen, to loot national resources. In Kenya, we understand that the procurement process is the lifeblood of corruption. MPs and governors use it to channel money to the contractors who will later finance their campaigns and bankroll the money back to them later, ladies and gentlemen. So by introducing electronic procurement systems, the governors and the MPs are afraid to lose an opportunity to loot once more. The reason number two why the Council of Governors and members of Parliament are opposed to the electronic procurement system is because of the loss of the gatekeeping power. In Kenya right now, politicians decide who eats and who starves. By introducing the electronic system, the members of Parliament will not be able to have that chance. Contractors have always had to oil the system for them to get a good deal, ladies and gentlemen. The introduction of EGPS denies them the chance of exercising that gatekeeping power. The third reason why I think the members of Parliament and the Council of Governors are opposed to this electronic procurement system is because of the fear of exposure. Any digital system, ladies and gentlemen, leaves footprints behind. And later on in life, it may be audited. And the MPs may be prosecuted even after their tenure. And this reason makes them afraid. That's why they are fighting it and have vowed to kill it. Ladies and gentlemen, it is not about efficiency versus inefficiency as far as the procurement process is concerned. The Treasury is under pressure to centralize and control corruption. On the other hand, the Council of Governors and members of Parliament want to decentralize and privatize corruption in the counties. The introduction of EGPS, ladies and gentlemen, shifts power from Parliament and counties back to State House and Treasury. It is not that our leaders like transparency, but ladies and gentlemen, they are all afraid of losing their opportunity or their share of looting. Kenya now stands at crossroads, ladies and gentlemen. If this e-procurement program survives, then it could cripple the county cartels and also expose the members of Parliament's shady deals. But if the MPs and the governors manages to kill it, ladies and gentlemen, then the message is one and very clear, that corruption indeed is the only bipartisan project that unites our leaders. So the big question is this, ladies and gentlemen. Is the Treasury's digital procurement war a genuine fight against graft, or it is a new way for the government to monopolize corruption at the expense of governors and members of Parliament? Ladies and gentlemen, in Kenya, it is very evident and it is very certain that whenever leaders unite together to oppose something, then you know that the mwananchi was just about to benefit. In the comment section, ladies and gentlemen, let me see whether you think that this initiation of electronic procurement systems is a genuine fight against graft, or it's a new way of the William Samoei Ruto's administration to monopolize corruption and centralize it at the expense of governors and members of Parliament. Until next time, this is Siasa 254. Bye bye.
Kama huyo apigwe risasi miguu.
We have a plan to send him home.